Am I glowing enough for you? I feel like Vegeta, Goku, The Last Dragon.
Who's the one and only master?
This interface, it will give you the Vegeta glow, the Last Dragon glow. I promise you. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Second Born, Berkeley graduated, Sound Gem validated. Of any audio interface I've tried, this one is better in every other way.
Say what?
It is better in every other way, except one.
Say what?
I am a Universal Audio unofficial ambassador. For those of you who clicked on the video just for that reason, I won't keep you in suspense. It's because of the plugin selection. Let's get that out of the way. Every single interface I've kept for longer than 6 months was an Apollo. I was just hyper skeptical that no other audio interface would top my user experience with Apollos. I like this more than my Apollo Twin, more than my Apollo 8PX, more than my Apollo X16, more than all of my Apollos. Quote me on record saying this. This is easily my favorite audio interface, and it's not even close. With those strong words comes a disclaimer. Apogee is not sponsoring this video. These opinions are my own. Today we are looking at Apogee Symphony Desktop. I can't wait to do my part and put it on your radar. So let's unbox it and let's take a closer look. I want to thank you guys again for watching and subscribing. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on cool videos like this. And I'm truly grateful for you guys. I love you. Apogee. Thank you. This is the interface that blows all of your other interfaces out of the water. I guarantee you that.
Guarantee you that.
This is the Apogee Symphony Desktop. It is derived from their premium high-end flagship converters that are found in their rack-mounted interface. You are getting world-class conversion, up to 24-bit 192 kilohertz digital audio with 2 step gain preamps. It's a FET instrument input with an electric guitar tube amp influencing characteristics. With built-in hardware DSP, with amazingly slick touchscreen control, navigating your settings are super easy. 2 fully balanced 1/4 outputs and 2 assignable headphone outputs. Really powerful headphone amps. It's a 10 in, 14 out, simultaneous channels of audio with MIDI over USB, with expandability using the digital I/O, ADAT and SPDIF. The USB-C connection is compatible with your Mac or your iPad. Tons of flexibility and routing options with zero latency monitoring and amazing preamp emulations and a great selection of plugins and included DSP to run these amazing plugins. And a total harmonic distortion of -113 dB, all in a nice, neat, compact desktop design. And it also comes with their Apogee Control Center too. In addition to being able to tweak your parameters via the desktop interface, you can also tweak them via the software. The Symphony Desktop goes for $14.95 US. Right out of the box. Right out of the box. It feels like if Apple made it. It feels like just an extension of a MacBook. So I cannot tell you enough. For me, there is no debate. Conversion matters. And you are dealing with world-class Apogee conversion. While you can work on a budget interface and get the job done, there's Honda and there's Ferrari. Doesn't matter what you use to get the job done. But if you have the option to get there in style, getting the best representation of your audio is paramount. In a Symphony Desktop, you are getting Apogee's flagship premium rack-mounted conversion and a compact desktop interface. That's one of the #1 reasons why this thing sits on top of the food chain. Like I just did a video on my KRK Go Aux 3s and they sounded great, but it's a different game. You think you're hearing all of your audio until you plug in your sound to an interface with high-end converters, that's when you've stepped into a whole new world. A fantastic point of view. No one can tell you no or where to go or say you're only dreaming. All right, so that's Aladdin. It makes me feel that way, and I'm not ashamed of it. But when we're way up here, you have a couple of more coins in the bank account. Upgrading your converters is a good move, in my opinion. Just a thing of beauty. So we talk about that knob. Oh yeah, it's just the best knob I've ever had. It has a fantastic build quality. It's like when you buy a new car, you don't want any smudges on it. Get out of here. There's 10 inputs and 10 outputs. It's a USB-C interface, and they've included the cables for you, so that's a good thing. This interface has the highest of specs. Built-in DSP, built-in effects. Let's plug it in on the desk and take a look at the touchscreen interface. Drink coffee. First things first, that power on screen, the first thing you get to experience is pressing the knob to turn it on. You power that sucker on, it's a beautiful first kiss. And I love how intuitive, how easy and user-friendly the interface is. You have an idea of what options you have, and your most important features are right on the first screen. Navigating the Symphony is a breeze. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can swipe with your finger, or you can multiple tap depending on the parameter that you select. So tapping multiple times cycles you through the pages. And then you can see the 3 dots on the top of the screen to let you know how many pages that particular option has. On the top left, you can hit the gear icon for your settings. Page 2 has all the options for your metering. Page 3 are the settings for the actual device, where you can adjust your display brightness, or if you wanted to put it on a sleep timer, which is interesting. You can turn the display off after 10 minutes of non-usage. You can check for an update, or you can reset the device entirely. And it also lets you know what your sample rate is. On page 1, you can assign your different outputs. You can have separate headphone mixes, and you can determine what's playing out of each headphone out. And you have control over all of your optical outs as well. I love how responsive the screen is. So tapping through input 1, and you can cycle through the pages. Page 2 gives you a little overview of your input gain. And you can use the big knob to increase or decrease the gain. You have a negative 20 dB pad, and you can select the output level and use the big knob to adjust. Page 3, you can select your analog level, whether it be mic level, instrument, or line levels. You can cycle through a number of different preamp emulations. The first is Symphony's crystal clean preamp. You also have a Neve 1066 emulation. And if you needed just the most color, add a little more hair, a little more harmonics, a little more texture to your signal, there's an Ampex 601 tube pre. A little more texture, a little more color, it's a little more vibey. On the right hand of the screen here is the option to cycle through different views for your plugins and your preamps. And depending on the parameter you select, you can tap on the parameter that you want to adjust using the big knob. The moment Apogee rolls out some more plugins for this thing, it really is game over. And then you have your output, where you can select the assignment for the output. You can select whether it's a variable or fixed output level. There's a mute option, a dim option, and a mono sum for your output. And you have the same options for your headphones as well, mute, dim, and sum. And you have a bird's eye view of your fader positions and a bird's eye view of your metering, what's coming in and out. Adjust the analog input, the panning, mute, or summing. Using the second tab, you can cycle through all of your optical inputs. You can cycle through all of your playback outputs. And tab 4 is for your main mixers. And adjust the assignments to the software inputs as well. Oh, forgot to mention, on input 1, you can adjust the impedance as well. You can turn on your phantom power. You can link 2 mono channels, make them stereo. There's a soft limit option, and there's also the invert phase. There's 2 options for listening and recording. If you wanted to print DSP effects onto your recorded signal, you can do that using the print effects option. Let's say I wanted to add an EQ, and I can print that effect to my recorded signal, so it's baked in to my recording and in the mix. Or let's say I didn't want to bake it into the mix, I just want to hear it while I'm recording. I would add it to my monitor effects rack, and now I can hear it how I'd like to hear it, but it's nice and neutral when I go to mix. Because they have powerful DSP, you have zero latency recording, and that's awesome because it sounds like the record while you're recording. It helps inspire that artist. They have a number of different DSP effects. They have their channel strip effect. They have their Pultec EQ emulation. And it's my understanding that it is the only emulation that is endorsed by Pultec. They have their Pultec mid-range, and there's a 3A emulation. Little added compression and limiting. There's another style compressor. Their mod compressor, and then there's their mod EQ. Add a little bit of low pass, and now you're carving out the sound right from the Symphony Desktop. Everything you can do on the Symphony Desktop, you can also do in their software. So you have the option to do it on your interface or the software, whichever works for you. That is the sweetest thing. I love, love, love this interface. So it does everything better. Some things you have to accept. This being probably the best desktop interface is one of those things. Sorry, UA. I still love you though. Let's be friends. So that's the Apogee Symphony Desktop. I've tried a number of different audio interfaces. I tried a number of portable and compact options, a number of different desktop options, a few that I've reviewed on this channel. And this is just perfection for my setup. I'm getting all of the top-end conversion. I'm getting all the routing capabilities. I have the option to expand if I need it. I have the powerful DSP with all the plugins. I get a smooth user interface and experience. And all of this in a compact desktop format. It is seriously and honestly the best interface that I've used, and I don't say that lightly. Look at it, it's beautiful. Well done, well done. Hats off to Apogee. I love it. Am I glowing enough for you? I feel like Vegeta, Goku, the Last Dragon.
Who's the one and only master?
So that's it. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for support. Thank you, Apogee, for sending me this amazing interface to check out and show to my viewers. Yeah. So, thank you guys again. I will catch you on the next video. Peace.